Friday Astrology, are you ready for it? Hey, Shane here. Let's go. Moon's in Scorpio all day long, so it's 29th of May, so let's talk about this, okay? It's in Scorpio, but it's going to be void of course, and it's going to be void of course at 8:05 p.m. Now, this isn't really going to bother us too much because there's no aspects for the moon for the entire day. So we've got some of the aspects from yesterday and some of that unresolved energy carrying over. So let's talk about this, okay? Now, that unresolved energy from yesterday is sure to resolve today in a most Scorpio kind of way, right? How's that? Powerful, direct. It's going to be something that's going to be seen. If this were a musical, this is the big finish, right? Let's do the big finish. The moon only has one aspect today, and she is trine with Jupiter at 8:05. Now, Jupiter is expansive. Jupiter's in Cancer. Jupiter is watching out for our home base in Cancer. Jupiter's exalted in Cancer, so it's expanding in ways that we're going to find to be useful, right? Useful, tapping into some of that abundance that we've been talking about. Now, the moon's void, of course, at 8:05. Now, many can use Scorpio's power today to bring about a better financial opportunity. How does this work? Well, Jupiter in Cancer is what's driving this direction. The other driver is actually Mars in the no-nonsense Taurus. So we have that had that square with Pluto, right? Pluto in Aquarius. We're really looking out for that, for what we want to do, how we want to maintain, right? We got used to living the good life at the end of the Taurus season. So Mars in Taurus is working to make sure that we can do exactly that, right? We want to just make sure that we continue with that what we experienced towards the end of that. Now, watch the markets today, okay? Something looks kind of fishy. Not quite sure, but I'm expecting a little bit over the weekend volatility here. Not investment advice by any stretch of the imagination. It's just something that I happen to notice, and I notice. So just take a look at it, okay? And then I'm expecting a little bit of that over the weekend volatility, and try not to let anything carry over if that's at all possible, okay? Because today's keyword is messaging, and what we're really messaging is we're messaging about this blue moon that's coming up. So the color is the period at the end of this sentence. How do you like that? Now, once again, Gemini energy is at odds with the subconscious undercurrents that our lead planet, Jupiter, is bolstering, is putting out there, okay? We're being compelled to ask for more. Jupiter, expansive, right? Jupiter in Cancer is bolstering the safety and security of our homes. Okay, that's fair enough. One way to achieve that, is through strengthened finances. The other way is to foster emotional stability, and if we need to be finding ways to nurture our creativity. So slow down, slow your roll down a little bit, and let up off the accelerator just a tad, okay? The speed reduction is going to allow you to adjust and react faster, because that's what's coming up. The moon in Scorpio can have an intense focus. Certainly can, right? With that intensity comes the resolve to make something happen. Okay, so it's very important that whatever we make happen gets resolved today. Okay, we don't want to leave it. Blue moons are relatively rare. They only occur at 2.5-year intervals, and as such, they don't really work like a regular full moon. They're more kind of more like a new moon, really. That's how I treat them. I treat this full moon like a new moon. It's for spiritual guidance and for setting some modest intentions. We don't go crazy on them because it's a culmination, but what it does is it's going to set it right, so that it's fitting that this new moon, that the new moon that follows this is going to be the one in Cancer, and it'll be followed by the full moon in the opposite sign from Cancer, which is Capricorn. Kind of sets that cycle right, okay? Just at the right time too, because this Cancer season is something that we're going to really look forward to, particularly with Jupiter there, particularly with Venus still there, right? Venus will be passing through there. Venus will be conjunct with Jupiter on the 9th of June, so something else to look forward to as well. So two benefics coming together. Benefics meaning they're doing something good, right? They're associated with something good, just like Mars and Saturn are associated with something bad. They're called malefics. So it's okay. So this is when look, that full moon in Capricorn, it's going to be very important because that's when we're going to experience some early returns on some of our actions, perhaps even actions that we're taking today, okay? Now, the moon is void of course after 8:05 p.m., and she will be so until 8:45 in the morning on Saturday. That's a roughly 12-hour void of course, which is a perfect cool-down period because we don't want to be heating up too much as we go into this full moon, right? This blue moon on the 31st on Sunday. There's a lot of information out there, but one thing that people don't touch on is that Jupiter tends to strengthen the hands of those who are in power. Okay? So then sadly, this is, generally speaking, is the patriarchy, right? That old patriarchal overarching thing. And it's up to us to carefully delineate the differences between patriarchy and what we want to see happen and speak truth to this. It's the only way that we will be bringing about the badly needed change, some badly needed change that we need societally, in the world in general, right? Okay, so here's something very interesting for my songwriting friends and creative people out there. When do you start writing Christmas music or recording it or performing it? Well, on this date in 1942, this is May 29th, Bing Crosby records Irving Berlin's song White Christmas with the John Scott Trotter Orchestra and the Ken Darby Singers in just 18 minutes. And it becomes the world's best-selling single with an estimated 100 million copies sold. All right, and keeping it musical, our birthday is Noel Gallagher. Born on this date in 1967, he's the British pop singer-songwriter and guitarist from Oasis. You know him for writing Wonderwall? Don't Look Back in Anger, and I guess he's with High Flying Birds, Holy Mountain. Born in Manchester, England, and that is what we got. So, let's recap, shall we? Appreciate and love every single one of you. I love it when you come by. I love it when you comment, too. Leave me some comments. We like those. We like the saves. We like the shares. All of that stuff. Let's recap, shall we? The color is the period at the end of the sentence. Generally speaking, they're black, right? And keyword is messaging, like the way I'm messaging. The messaging that's coming through with this, right? There's some stuff it's there. It's there. Just listen, all right? Feel it. And that's all I have for you. Today's a 5. Happy astrocatting.